In this lesson, we are going to learn to describe a little bit more some of those things that we may like or may not like. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to use vocabulary to describe the things that you may like or may not like. So let's check in. How do you feel about being able to talk about those things? Maybe you want to say it's delicious, or maybe you want to say it's awful. Are you comfortable? Do you feel like you need a little help? Or do you not know? And that's okay, and we're gonna go from the bottom up and learn it here. Wherever you're at, again, you wanna kind of see some growth by the end of this lesson. A common question would be, ¿Cómo es? What is it like? Or ¿Cómo son? What are they like? ¿Cómo es la comida mexicana? How is Mexican food? Maybe you're talking to somebody that may have not tried it, and you want them to describe it. Is it delicious? Is it awful? Is it spicy? That's what we're going to start with. So the way that you would ask that would be, ¿Cómo es? And then you'll fill in the blank. In this case, ¿Cómo es la comida mexicana? ¿Cómo es la comida mexicana? You try it. ¿Cómo es la comida mexicana? Very good. So now let's learn a bunch of different things that maybe we could say about la comida mexicana, la comida italiana, la comida china, la comida colombiana, la comida venezolana, or even la comida americana. We could say, maybe if we're talking still about Mexican food, we could say es muy buena. Es muy buena. You try it. Es muy buena. Good. Maybe you don't like it and you want to say it's really bad. You could say, es muy mala. Es muy mala. You try it. Good. So let's try that. ¿Cómo es la comida mexicana? Es muy buena. Or es muy mala. You see how that goes? That's how we're going to be using these phrases and this vocabulary. We could also say, es deliciosa. Es deliciosa. Good. I'm sure you know that that means, yeah, it's delicious. Great. You could also say, es fenomenal. Es fenomenal. Great job. It's phenomenal. Maybe we're talking now about sports or video games, right? And we're not going to use words such as delicious or great or like tasty for them. We're going to use other types of descriptive words. So maybe we want to say, son divertidos. Son muy divertidos. Yes, divertidos means fun. And you probably remember that muy is used to add emphasis. Very. It's very fun. Son muy divertidos. Son muy divertidos. You try. Very good. Maybe you want to keep it kind of neutral or just say something is interesting. You could say son for multiple or es for singular. So in this case, you would say es muy interesante or son muy interesantes. Son muy interesantes. For example, ¿Cómo son los libros de aventura? What are adventure books like? ¿Cómo son los libros de aventura? Los libros de aventura son interesantes. Los libros de aventura son interesantes. I know this is a long sentence, so I'm going to ask you the question, give you a time to answer, and then we'll repeat it again. ¿Cómo son los libros de aventura? You try. Good. Los libros de aventura son interesantes. Los libros de aventura son interesantes. Maybe you don't like them. You want to say they're bad. So let's try that. ¿Cómo son los libros de aventura? Los libros de aventura son muy malos. Los libros de aventura son muy malos. You see how that works? Excellent. So now let's do a little bit of practice here and see how you do. I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to give you 2 or 3 possible answers. You choose the one that you like the most. And then I'm going to go over the answers just to make sure that you can hear the pronunciation. Got it? Okay, let's go. ¿Cómo son las películas de terror? ¿Cómo son las películas de terror? So maybe you chose, las películas de terror son muy interesantes. Las películas de terror son muy interesantes. Or maybe you chose, las películas de terror son muy buenas. Las películas de terror son muy buenas. Or maybe you said, las películas de terror son muy malas. Las películas de terror son muy malas. ¿Cómo es la comida china? ¿Cómo es la comida china? Good. Maybe you chose, la comida china es deliciosa. La comida china es deliciosa. Or maybe you chose, la comida china es mala. La comida china es mala. Or maybe you said, la comida china es muy buena. La comida china es muy buena. Okay, so now you've seen how we use this vocabulary to describe a little bit how we feel about certain things that we may like or may not like. So let's check in. How do you feel about being able to describe some of those things you like or don't like? Again, this is limited vocabulary to kind of get you started. There's multiple ways of describing things, and we will be building on this as we go through the course. But let's check in. Do you feel pretty comfortable? Do you feel so-so? Or do you feel like you need to review this video and start it over again, take a few more notes so that you're successful and you're able to move on to the next lesson? Wherever you're at, that's perfect. That's where you are right now, and you want to kind of continue working to get better at it and be more comfortable with the information that you're learning. So, if you're ready to move on to the next video, go ahead.